Well, hello, and how are you? Welcome to another edition of Marilyn's Cafe Society Radio right here on the YouTube channel. Hey, listen, it is the 319th day of the year 2022. That's right, it's Tuesday, November the 15th. We're smack dab in the middle of the month. And how's it going for you? Listen, according to, the National Retail Federation, we are officially in the holiday shopping season. It started November 1st and it's going to run through December 31st, through the end of the year. And so, people are in holiday mode. Of course, next week we'll be getting ready for the Thanksgiving holiday and all that brings. And then it'll roll us officially into the Christmas season. So I am excited. You guys know this is one of my favorite times of the year. And so I hope you're enjoying it. And in the Chicagoland area, we experienced what I guess some would say would be like the first serious snowfall today. Although it didn't stick. If you look outside right now, you can't tell that it did anything, but it was really pretty watching it fall. And what a stark reminder that the next time we experience some 70 and 80 degree weather will probably be next March or April, 6 months from now. All right, everybody. Well, again, welcome to the show. And of course, we're going to get into some cafe talk, cafe news, and all of that good stuff. In fact, let me go ahead and tell you what cafe talk is, and we'll talk about it later, but here it is. What has been the highlight of your day so far? That's right. I didn't say month or year or even week. I said day. What has been the highlight of your day so far? Yeah, it's afternoon in most places right now. So we've all been up for at least 7, 8, 9, 10 hours, right? So we've experienced a good part of the day. What has been a highlight for you so far? We'll talk about it later in the show, so get ready, all right? In the in between time, we're going to get into some cafe news, and let's talk about that number, 8 billion. That's right, 8 billion. Now listen, that's the number of people that live or exist here on planet Earth as of today. And this is according to the projections from the United Nations. Yeah. So apparently, it's the result of a growth spurt that has occurred just in this last century. Just to give you perspective, back in 1925, there were just 2 billion humans on planet Earth. And in 1974, there were 4 billion. And so, if we look at the number today, which is 8 billion, you can pretty much say that we've doubled our numbers in less than 50 years over these decades. And it's all because people are living longer and better lives than we've ever lived. And so, scientists have been able to come up with some cures for deadly diseases or treat better. They're better able to treat them so that people can live with their diseases or whatever for longer periods of time. And then the child and maternal mortality rate has been down as well. So things for human beings in terms of living and living longer has gotten better. And so now there are 8 billion of us on planet Earth. Isn't that something? Now, there is a however. Yes, this report also says that the populations of at least 61 countries are expected to drop by at least 1% by the year 2050. And that's going to occur only in most Eastern Europe countries. And the reason, well, they're saying that fertility rates are declining and many countries are not producing enough babies to maintain the growth, or, not the countries, but the people that live in those countries are not producing enough babies to maintain the growth. So we'll see how that all pans out. We still got about what, 30 years, 28, 30 years before we hit the year 2050. But, that's a good number, especially when we look at the sad report that we lost, over 1 million people just in the last 2 years due to this COVID-19, not counting the people who have passed on from, those other deadly diseases that exist, the cancers and heart diseases and all of that. And so we've lost a lot of people in the last couple of years. And it has affected our job market. Yeah, here's another story that I just read. Surprisingly, the tech industry is responsible for nearly 120,000 job losses this year, just in the tech industry alone. And according to the New York Times, Amazon will lay off 10,000 corporate and technology employees. Now, of course, this announcement was made shortly after the company announced its hiring freeze. They're no longer hiring, according to the New York Times. And as of today, it's been reported that Amazon alone has about 16 million employees worldwide. That's a lot of people. And of course, these layoffs and cuts that they've announced will mostly affect its retail division, the telehealth division, and call centers. Now, even though these numbers seem pretty high, 10,000 employees losing their jobs, it only represents about 3% of its workforce. And by the way, they also announced that this was the largest layoff in the company's history. They've been around, for 20 or more years. And so this is the largest layoff that they've had. Now, again, we've lost a lot of the workforce due to these deaths that have occurred in recent years. And so I'm imagining that many employers who are struggling to find workers will maybe be able to pick up some of these Amazon workers who are losing their job, as well as the other 110,000 individuals from the tech industry who've lost their jobs this year. So, perhaps it will balance out, perhaps, right? Well, in a related news story, Forbes has reported that Jeff Bezos, who is, obviously the founder of Amazon and the world's fourth richest person, has announced that he plans to donate most of his $124 billion fortune to philanthropic endeavors throughout his lifetime. Now, this is a big deal because this is the first time that he has made a commitment of this sort. And I guess the announcement kind of comes after years of criticism that he's received from his fellow billionaires and just others in general, saying that he doesn't give enough, or compared to other billionaires, he hasn't done enough or has committed to doing enough. And so he made that announcement. He will be donating most of his fortune to philanthropic endeavors. And so, I guess that's a good thing. And maybe that'll quell some of the negative talk that people have been doing about him. All right. Well, let's look at some other news stories now. Just kind of segueing into what we would call the entertainment or the lighter news stories. The box office has come back to life in general, especially after the release of the Black Panther Wakanda Forever sequel that has hit the big screen. Now, of course, this Marvel sequel earned $180 million in ticket sales for more than 4,396 theaters here in the United States and Canada. This is all according to estimates from the Walt Disney Company on Sunday. So they're saying that Black Panther Wakanda Forever is the second biggest opening movie of the year. They fall right behind Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. And this might make you hungry or maybe not, but I'm going to share this story anyway. And I thought about this person when I read the story reported last week about Tyson's food, and one of the heirs to that company. The sad report that he got intoxicated and ended up in somebody's house that he didn't know and they didn't know him. But anyway, it also referenced that all of that occurred with him in the same town or county that this person from another major corporation who had some misfortune of losing himself, I guess maybe in alcohol too, and bit someone's nose. So yeah, when I thought about people biting or reported on the stories of people biting other human beings' body parts, I thought about this person, Mike Tyson. It took me a long time to get there, right? Mike Tyson. Well, he's in the news, and that's because he's teamed up with Evander Holyfield to launch a line of cannabis-infused edibles called Holy Ears. I know. Now, you guys remember Tyson famously bit Holyfield's ear. And what was that, back in 1997 during a boxing match. And so, I guess all is well because they've teamed up, they've gotten together and collaborated on this business of cannabis. And Tyson went on record as saying, I guess in an effort to promote sales of this new cannabis, he went on record as saying that if he was on cannabis back then, he probably would not have bitten Holyfield's ear. So I thought that was a nice little lighthearted story to share with you. And Holy Ears is the name of this cannabis-infused edibles business that Evander Holyfield and Mike Tyson has gotten together to create. All right, so that takes us right into our Cafe Talk segment. I'm going to just cue up some music in the background, coming from radio. I just like to hear music sometimes, and I don't own rights to this music, so there you are. All right, so Cafe Talk, here we go. What has been the highlight of your day so far? What has been the highlight of your day so far? The point of the question is just to get you to think about some of the things that you really enjoy daily, but may take for granted. We always think that our life's highlights, our moments worthy of talking about has to be something big or grand. And so as a result of that, we may miss out on those beautiful small moments that make us happy, right? And so I'll go first. I'll share what one of my highlights has been so far for today. And it's really simple. I just really felt relaxed and comfortable when I got up this morning and opened up the blinds. The sun wasn't shining, but there was the daylight and the snow was falling. It was so pretty. And for the most part, as I said at the top of the show, it did not stick to the ground. Yeah, it kind of lingered for a little bit, but after a couple of hours, it's gone. But it was nice to just sip on some coffee and, take a couple of bites out of my favorite gingerbread cookie and just enjoy that moment. That was a highlight for me. I just, we run around, we hustle and bustle, we spend so much time outside of our homes. That it's just nice sometimes to just take a moment to enjoy at home, and then just being able to look out the window and see the beauty of nature happen, right? While, of course, again, enjoying some of your favorite drinks and pastries or whatever. So that was a highlight for me. Another highlight was just being able to work on this show, produce the show, put it together, do the research, write it up, and of course, then present it to you all. So those are a couple of highlights of my day. And now it's your turn. So chime in right here on the YouTube channel in the comments section, or on the various social medias platforms that I have. All right. And of course, you guys close to me know you can just give me a call and we can talk about it. But I'd love to know what one of your highlights were for today. All right. And before I wrap it up, I do want to remind you all that we are in the month of November, and so we are practicing trig. That is the word for the month, trig, which means neat and smart in appearance, trig. So make sure that you use it, all right? All right, and once again, we want to congratulate the winner of our Christmas gift bag giveaway. Yeah, T. Wright of Plainfield, Illinois, and you could be the next winner. We're going to do that drawing next week. Man, yeah, we're going to be, November 22nd, 23rd, something like that. Right before Thanksgiving, we'll do that drawing, and you could be the winner. So just stay tuned and stay close. And of course, if you have a business, product, service, something that you want to contribute to the gift bag giveaway, certainly reach out to us via the email producer@MarylandsCafeSociety.com, MarylandsCafeSociety.com. That's producer@MarylandsCafeSociety.com, and we'll get all the pertinent information to you. Also, visit that website, MarylandsCafeSociety.com. That's where you can connect with me at the various social media platforms. Of course, the blog link is there as well, and the YouTube video, this latest show, will be there too. And be sure to go to YouTube to like, subscribe, and share this video. And remember, we do have the Mondays with Marilyn email club, and you can just join by sending an email to MarylandsCafeSociety@yahoo.com and say, sign me up for the emails. And it's just like that. You'll start getting them every Monday, Tuesday at the latest, okay? All right. Well, listen, before we get out of here, I do want to share with you what love is. For the rest of this week, love is celebrating your daily highlights. Celebrating your daily highlights. Yes. Let's, of course, celebrate the big moments, when you get that new job, or you launch that new business or website, or you get in that relationship you want. Those are the big ones, but also the little small daily ones that are so beautiful. And we kind of just breeze right by them. So love is celebrating your daily highlights. All right. All right, everybody. Well, that's it. That's all I got for today. As always, I want to leave you with this thought. If you don't do anything else for the rest of the week, be sure that you live, you laugh, and you love. It's always a pleasure and a privilege to hang out, and I'll see you on the next show. Peace, everybody.